Hello friends, Running Kimono here, and today's video is a little different. A lot of people who do prepping follow my YouTube channel to learn how to coupon to amass some stuff. They want to know amounts of what they should have in their prepping stockpile, and a lot of people want to see an update on my stockpile. Now, I am going to show you just an overall tour of the stockpile and then give you some numbers of what you should have, like 5 of these, 10 of these, if you are a prepper that wants this sort of information. But just to show you, this is stuff I've collected in the last year. Typically, I do cycle through everything within a calendar year, donating, giving stuff away, family, so on and so forth. I have those tubs full of shampoos. And this is my tub of doom full of toothpaste, and I have 2 of them in my stockpile. I donated recently about 200 tubes of toothpaste, and in the last couple of weeks, this is what I've amassed. This is one item as an extreme couponer, prepper, shopper. If you follow me, you will be getting for free or very inexpensive and an abundance of. Never pay for that. But a lot of these items, like for example this, it just wasn't popular with shoppers, so Dawn has been really discounting them at a lot of stores. So it's been on hidden clearance at Walgreens for $1.99. Other stores really cheap as well with coupon. Stuff like this, we're going to just go through really quickly. Like I always have like about 12 of each, but I give to a lot to family throughout the year, so that's why I have a little bit more. But I'm going to give you an overall view of the stockpile just in a bigger scope of it. And yes, I give a lot of stuff away, and this is very, very disorganized. I don't really put a lot of time into organizing this, and you're going to be shocked how bad this is in 1 second when I show you, because a lot of this looks organized, but a lot of it really isn't. These shelves I got at Menards, which is a hardware store here in the Midwest. Home Depot, Lowe's, you could probably get them. I think they were like $20 a piece. I got them when I first got serious about couponing, like, I don't know, maybe 10 years ago. And this bigger daddy, probably about 50 at Home Depot. But yeah, I have all this stuff stacked, like just stuff that we get an abundance of, like, you know, car clips, little Airwick plugs, the empty plugs, soap, more toothpaste down there, and they're stacked. So you'd have to be really like a 70-pound woman walking on your tippy toes to get through this. It's tiny, and I need to thin through some of this. This is the back room where I have that 9-plex cubby, and it is stacked. But this will all probably be gone, you know, in the next couple of months. I have to go through it, give a lot of it away, donate a lot of it and such, but it is just absolute total chaos. It's the sort of thing that you just keep packing stuff in, and like if I don't look at it, it's really not there. But yes, it's there, and probably a hazard to walk through, but who really walks in that behind the stairs of my stockpile? My husband's never there playing around. But yeah, it is really, really thick. Now here's part of my stockpile of stuff that for my household that hands off. If anybody came over, they're not allowed to have anything off of this little shelf. And it's just detergents and such that I really like. You always need one of these dehumidifiers, especially in the summer months. And how cute are my Cobra Kai slides? I just had to show you guys that. Yeah, what a scintillating video. But yeah, my little shelf of goodies that's just for me. Bleach and stuff like that I really like. Okay, my husband put up these shelves during the pandemic. He awarded me with some more shelving. This is just another angle of this shelf, and it's a disaster. Like, this is not the picture of organization. And I know a lot of you are probably really shocked. You think that I have everything buttoned up. In the past, when I've done stockpile tours, I mean, there's nothing out of place. But this is just the reality of it. I'm busy, and making this look all beautiful and stuff, not a big priority. So my husband and I are probably going to tear this whole room apart. We want to paint the floor, so yeah, this has to get organized, and everything's just been landing everywhere, and it is a disaster. And I'm not proud of it, but it's just, you know, if you have problems with organizing, you either have that brain for it or you don't. I certainly don't, but my husband does. He's really good at making everything look like polished and buttoned up. Me, not so much, but I wanted a shelf for my Unstoppables. Look at all these razors too. I remember getting all of these and I was so excited. So yeah, it just is what it is. And that is life, you know. Sometimes you just can't get ahead of this stuff. Now, the last thing I do want to show you guys before I get into some numbers, because I know preppers really want the numbers of like what you should have, is just I have a little food closet, and I just know that a lot of preppers and couponers would probably want to see it. Goodies, stuff, you know. Especially in the teeth of the pandemic, I wanted a lot of flour in case we had to make bread, or, you know, just couldn't get stuff or leave the house. And I think most preppers have this. And I keep in these Home Depot buckets. They're a couple of dollars at Home Depot, and I have a couple cases of water. And I still have large boxes filled with Dollar General penny soup. And a lot of this penny soup doesn't expire for a bit. So whatever I don't use, probably, leading into the winter time, I'm going to start donating it. But yeah, that is that little food closet. So depending what your family is, a family of 2, a family of 1, a family of 4, a family of like 10, the list will obviously be augmented, but this is a starting point of what I would have as a prepper if you were going to start a stockpile. I would at least have 12 toothpastes, 12 detergents, 6 cleaning products. I'm not sure if you're anything like me, but I clean maybe like once a week. Certain places of the house I'll clean more than once a week, like, your sink or where you have your dishes, that sort of stuff. But yeah, I would go for 6 because how much rug cleaner do you actually go through? But that's up to you because I know that certain people in my family clean daily everything, but I'm a little bit more relaxed with that if you just saw my stockpile tour. I would go with 20 dish soaps because that's an item if you're doing hand wash dishes, you do tend to go through very, very quickly. 12 deodorants, 12 full shampoo and conditioners, and 12 body washes, and then 24 packs of toilet paper. If you start with this, especially if you coupon, you can get all this stuff on the cheap, especially if you follow my Walgreens weekly videos. All this stuff, pings on the list every week. But yes, this is where I would start off with, and then when you find a really good sale or a coupon deal, if you wanted to like pounce on this, by all means. But just to give you a starting point of this is what you need, and always put, the oldest stuff in the front, the newer stuff in the back, so you can really roll through your stuff. But this will give you a really good starting point, so you don't have to go to the store and spend, $4.99 for 1 tube of toothpaste. Okay, so one thing that people want to know is like, what's the cost? What's the buy-in cost to start couponing? Well, depending what pharmacy you want to start off at, Walgreens, CVS, Rite Aid, whatever it is, probably $20 to $40 on a very healthy week to buy in for one of these deals where you will get back register rewards, extra care bucks, or bonus cash that you can roll from week to week. If you really watch the bottom line of the costs of products, or you're buying clearance merchandise with Walgreens cash, bonus cash, extra care bucks, you could probably amass all of this. I'm going to say 6 months if you really put your nose down to the grind and really focus in on couponing and building up this stockpile for your family. And you also have to account what your family uses the most of. For example, Listerine mouthwash, that's the thing we go through quite a bit in our household. I didn't really talk about that because not every household will be using mouthwash. But the basics of that's one product that I probably would get 6 of. Not 12 because that stuff expires. And how much Listerine do you use in a day? Probably a mouthful. And how do you equate that? But you're going to get an idea of what your family uses. And from there, just build your stockpile. So hopefully you guys have enjoyed this video. Please give it a thumbs up if you love this content. And we will catch you guys in the next one. Bye.